welcome to today's episode of the BOWTIEGUY podcast. On today's episode, we're going to discuss high expectations. Holy hootenanny. You know what? In my decade of experience in the K-5 classroom, I'll tell you this much. Shock and awe, baby. Shock and awe. Because when you set your bar high, I guarantee you, every child, every day, any way, will try to hit that bar. Why? Because they know that you have high expectations for them. One thing I've learned is that if you recruit those kids, what I'm saying is if you rehabilitate a prior relationship, perhaps maybe a student in your class has had a bad instance, a bad relationship with a previous teacher, if you have to do some rehabilitation to earn that trust, it's worth the effort. If you're willing to have some one-on-one time, some teacher-student conference time, so you can edify them, build them up, give them what they need, their spiritual, their motivational minerals, vitamins, to build them up, do it. Look, you need your kids on your team. And the fact of the matter is, if your kids are on your team, guess what? That high bar that you've set, they'll hit that every time. And if they don't, by George, they'll come pretty close. Because if they know that you believe in them, if they know that you have, if they know that you have their back, and they know that, you know what, you're a safety net, and that if you create and cultivate that culture of failure, and you're like, failure? We're not teaching these kids to fail. No, that's not what I'm saying. You have to learn how to fail. You have to learn how to make mistakes. You have to learn that they are life's greatest lessons. If you can do that, guess what? Rudy Booty, fresh and fruity, you're gonna hit that high achievement. Why? Because you need to emphasize a common goal, a common theme, common thread, common objective, if you will. In a memorandum that I would send out to the parents, I would remind them of several things to reinforce that extra effort, the Horton hustle, the high expectations that I had for them as parents, and the high expectations I had for the kids. First and foremost, I love to throw out the bone, the little chicken nugget. Practice makes perfect. Why? Because it's true. Because, look, you can't win a championship if you don't practice. I'm going to channel back to the old school NBA, early 2000s, Allen Iverson. We're talking about practice. Now, moving forward, and it seems like there's a team theology here, team theme here. Now, Mr. Horton's high expectations I have for the parents and the students. It's a team effort. You know what? I love what Booker T. Washington once said. You know, we may be different as the five fingers on the hand, but together, baby, we can pack a powerful punch. Something like that. But it works. I mean, think about it. Have your pinky sticking out and try to pack a punch against a wall. Ain't gonna happen, Captain. You know what I'm saying? So you got to pack a powerful punch. We got to be in one accord. All for one and one for all. Next, especially in my reading block, one high expectation. And it's not, look, this is baby food. I mean, I'm talking baby food. 20 minutes of reading time. No ifs, ands, or buts. Candy and nuts. Now, 20 minutes of reading time. I don't care if it's read to, read with, or read independently, but the fact of the matter is, the reading logs, I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of research that substantiates the hustle and bustle of the 21st century reading log. Look, we can get intelligent about it. And you know what? If I have good communication with my parents, I can be talking with them. I could utilize Classroom Dojo. I could utilize a text message. I could utilize a quick phone call. But that accountability, look, if you're going to hustle and bustle, hit that Horton hustle of your own sort, whatever that is, look, utilize those anecdotal records. Anytime you have a conversation with those parents about your expectations, look, check it off in a box. Because the fact of the matter is, look, it's a tango, baby. Two can tango. Now, my hustle and bustle in my reading class, look, I levy the expectation that 85% proficiency is research-based, especially in the ATOS system, accelerated system, Renaissance Place system. Now, 85% should be the expectation. Look, if you want to get 95%, hey, cool beans. But 85 and higher, baby, because that's a goal. And so if we set a goal, look, that's backed by research. That isn't just because I want to get tutti frutti, fresh and booty fruity with it. Look, that's a logistic That's a realistic goal that we could reach. Now, one thing that I love is I love integrating both fiction and nonfiction into the my 21st century classroom. Why? Because if you think about it, these kids need informational text. They need complex text. If you want to get freaky with it and look at the lexicons, look, fiction can't carry all the weight, homie. We got to check it and wreck it with our nonfiction, our informational texts that are more complex in the fact that we have more information, we have longer sentences, we have different sentence types. We have simple sentences, compound sentences, complex sentences. The fact of the matter is, there's a lot of different types of sentences. And the sentence length, sentence variety, it all plays a part in lexile, in text complexity. And you know what? Integrating and holding them accountable to that 50%, because some of these kids like to get all huggy bear with all these Babysitter Club, graphic novels, but the fact of the matter is, look, if you stick to your game plan, look, that test, that assessment, it's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 50-50. 50% fiction, 50% nonfiction. All right, now, next up, high expectation. Here we go. Utilize the strategies that Mr. Horton teaches on a daily basis. Now, some of you teach a strategy a week. I love utilizing Jennifer Serenalo, whatever her name is. I'll tell you this right now, she got it going on. I know why she got it going on, because look, there's more strategies in that book than there are days in the year. So if it's just a short blip, just a short little chewable little mineral vitamin each day, just a little something for them to think about. Look, you can micro teach if you have to, put it on a video, film it. And if you're teaching more than one block, look, no need to waste your beautiful voice, your beautiful talents, your beautiful space in your brain. Look, micro teach. That means be smart with your time. Be smart with your faculties. Utilize what you have. Utilize the time that you have. Okay? Now, in looking at what's next in my high expectations that I levy upon my parents and students and my stakeholders, look, make a commitment towards improvement. Everyone has room to grow. Here's the thing you got to consider. You have some kids that come up in your classroom and they got it going on like Donkey Kong. That's one thing I've always loved about the wide diversity of learners that we are entrusted with as teachers. Everybody has the capacity, the ability to grow. What am I saying? Look, I love some kids coming to me all hoity-toity with that nose up in the air. And then you push them that much further. You look, it's easy to work a miracle and get a struggling student to make substantial growth. You know what's difficult? Getting a kid that is academically talented and getting them to wrap it up. Look, good teachers, they levy high expectations for their students. Why? Because the higher you set your bar, the higher your kid's going to meet you, reach you. Because, I think every kid needs a ceiling that is unattainable at the beginning of the year. And look, every kid's ceiling's going to be different. Shoot, go into different people's houses. They got them big old ceilings, high vaulted ceilings. Look, we all have different ceilings. But the fact of the matter is, your job as a teacher is to give them the scaffold on which they can build some success. Scaffolds in which they can be successful, possibly, potentially, for the first time in their academic lives. This is your boy Bowtie Guy. We will hit you up in the next episode. Holla.